Welcome to Mind and Movement, getting smart about how you move. I'm Hazel. Thank you so much for joining me for Coffee and Move 47. 47. That means we've been in lockdown for about 47 days. So we're in level 3 now. Hallelujah. Sometime on Monday we find out when we're going to transition to level 2. Maybe next week sometime, maybe the week after. Who knows? Anyway, I thought today that we would do some hip stuff. And so, let's start by taking our knees out the front here. You can't see my feet, let me back up a bit. Taking my knees out the front here and dropping them over to the side. Then bringing them up here, back, and dropping them over to the other side. So this is just the hip mobility exercise. I am moving my pelvis and moving my hips in my acetabulum, which is where the head of the femur sits in the pelvis. It is your hip joint. So let's do a couple of those. Then when you get here, you can come up onto your knees. Now I'm over that side, come up onto my knees. You can go all the way up, I must, because my head gets chopped off. Alright, then we're going to come up and sit on our feet like this. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can bolster in between here. That might make it a little bit more comfy for you. But you're going to shift off to the side. So we might get a little bit of a stretch through the lateral side here. So I've taken my pelvis, if I put my hands on my ASIS, which is kind of my iliac crest here, the top of my pelvic bone, I'm coming over, you'll see that this hip is now higher than this one, and my torso up here is still at the same range, so I could be, same level I should say, I could be getting a stretch down here. If I wanted to make that stretch more, I can take the rib cage away from the pelvis this way. Whoa, that's a good stretch down there. When you're doing this, make sure you don't thrust your ribs, keep your ribs down. And breathe, really breathe into the side, open it up. Oh yeah, and coming over to the other side, same thing. So you see that this hip is going to drop down. So this could be getting a stretch now, but if I want to make it even more of a stretch, I can come across this way. I'm moving at the waist, yeah? I'm moving a lot of tissue around the waist. A lot of us don't move very well around the waist and in our lower back. We're really tight in those areas, and we find twisting and whatnot really hard. So let's do some twists in this position. So the pelvis is going to stay here. I'm going to take my rib cage this way. So I'm using the tissue in between my pelvis and my rib cage to rotate. What tissue is that? Well, it's my internal and external obliques, my transversus abdominis, my rectus abdominis, my QL, all kinds of stuff. You might even be using your psoas if you've got a weird movement pattern. Okay, so I'm going to cross my hands across my chest, take a nice deep breath in. And then twist. So I'm going to twist using my muscles here. I'm going to then breathe in this position, and you'll notice that it's hard to breathe in this position, and the reason it's hard to breathe in this position is you don't breathe in this position very often. The more you breathe in this position, the easier it will become. And yeah, just keep rotating. Make sure you're not shifting, which means that. Don't rotate and do that, just rotate. And don't shift, which means that. See, my rib cage has come forward. Just keep your rib cage where it is. Don't shift it. Just rotate on that axis. Oh yeah. Okay, and let's do the other side. So we started moving the hips, now we're moving the torso, we're moving the tissue around here, getting some blood flow into there. practicing breathing in this position. And making sure we're not shifting, we're not thrusting. Cool. Bit of twisting. Love it. Okay, next you're going to grab a bag, a shopping bag if you've got one, or a strap. We're going to have our palms up. We're going to pull our fists apart, bring our elbows together, and drop our neck forward into the side. And you're going to feel an awesome stretch in your neck there. Yeah. Other side, take your head to the other side. So this is for the shoulders / neck. Next we're going to do some stuff for the rib cage. So you can either grab your bag and kind of wrap it around your torso here. And you can see that when I breathe in, I am pushing my ribs out. I'm not thrusting them, I'm just pushing them out by breathing. So when I breathe out, I'm breathing out all the way, my hands are coming together. Breathe in. And the little bit of resistance from the bag means that I'm using my intercostal muscles, which are all the muscles in between my ribs. You've got your internal and external intercostals. They run on slightly different angles. The reason I'm looking out over there is because there's a window there and there are a whole lot of birds. Right now I can see a kereru, I can see a piwaka waka, and I can see a korimako, and I can see, I think it's blackbird or a thrush. Two korimako, yeah, lots of cool birds out there. Breathing, it's magical, it's the number one alignment point. If you're not breathing while doing exercise, stop doing that exercise and start breathing. Okay, the next thing I would love to do today is a V-sit. V-sitting for me is a necessity because of how long my legs are. Basically has meant over the course of my life, I have shortened the back side of my legs more than most people, and my adductors as well. So this is just a position for me that feels like my tissue just loves it. It needs this position. Oh yeah. What are you doing for the weekend, everyone? It's Friday here in New Zealand. Now there's heaps of birds going on. Wow. There's a kowhai tree out there that is currently is it in flower maybe? There's another flowering winter kowhai that flowers in winter just around the corner. So there's lots of birds around. Anyway, sorry for getting distracted. What are you doing for the weekend? It's kind of exciting thinking that pretty soon, hopefully, we will be transitioning back into being able to work more. I'm very, very excited to see clients. I'm still trying to find out if I can work at level 2. I'm not sure at this stage. And of course, my priority is making sure that I'm doing the right thing so that everybody can stay safe. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, or it's maybe been a bit of a challenging time to enjoy yourself, but I hope you've learnt some things and found out some things about yourself and learned some things about your family and all of those great experiences. And remember that any experience is a good experience in some way, shape or form. Obstacles make us stronger. They do. So this experience for all of us hopefully has given us some wisdom or something. And on that note, I am going to keep V-sitting, and I'll let you go and do whatever you're going to do next. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Like I've said, I will be with you until the end of level 3, potentially the end of level 2. I'm going to stop doing this when I can start working. So these will be going for at least another week or so. I'm really enjoying it. I hope you are too. Thank you very much, and a massive shout out to that crew of you that are doing this on a regular basis. You know who you are. You've been watching the videos every day. Thanks so much for that. Really appreciate it. Hope you've learned something. If you have learned something really good, or there's a specific thing you'd like to learn more about, drop a note in the comments below and I will make sure I cover it for you. Peace out.